Hello, and welcome to stream.
Thank you. I feel.
Oh.
Serena, you're in a mode on it.
I can't see because my stream.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it.
Thank you.
Since I'm not, since I is mod power.
You has mod power?
Yep.
Oh, Hikari got it.
Oh, thank you, Hikari. All right. So let's do this quick recap. The party met Gamma at the start of the session last, and
Did we meet Gamma? I thought it was
We
Beta.
met Beta.
or Beta.
I was
Beta.
like,
You
who's
guys met-
Gamma?
Yeah, Gamma's the one that we're waiting for, like, the end of the world or something?
He's on
Sorry,
the next
Beta-
Beta that's being...
Beta warned of Gamma, and Edward decided that he was going to point out some fallacies in Beta's ideologies. Then Beta mentioned somebody named Alpha, the first of the 15th Forge. Or the 15th Smith, sorry. And to make some coin of this world, they decided to take the job, enlisting themselves into the Adventurers Guild that works off of a ranking system based on the purities of metal. This party went to go help a farmer. Well, on their quest, two individuals had stealthed so good that they accidentally ran into Beta in a rift. Once they were out of that rift, the bandits, the people that were harassing this farmer, showed up, made themselves known. But like any good D&D party, they fucked up the DM's plans and avoided the whole encounter altogether.
with only one spell slot.
Good job, Edward.
I pressed
So
a single button on my character sheet.
So, post-fight, they sent word for the guards to come, and they are waiting with the farmer. It's nightfall, and the farmer easily put himself to bed. Party, what would you like to do?
I would like to go to sleep. It would be a great idea.
Didn't a rift appear in the farmer's house and then we just got back from the rift?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
thought
people
that
that
we
were-
already.
Yeah, you guys already out of Beta's rift.
So I think we were sleeping.
Yeah, I
And
think
like
we were
in the
gonna go
morning.
sleep.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think because we're going to start with you guys with a long rest, so it's morning.
Alright.
Morning rings. You hear the rooster crow and, the typical farmer aesthetic. Who's awake first?
I can be. I'll be up. Me and Nimbus.
Willow is awake.
Cole's an early riser. Mostly due to the fact that the sunlight fucking hurts.
Willow and Cole, you're first to rise.
Oh yeah, you got drunk, didn't you, last night? Got very drunk.
No, I didn't get drunk. I got high. But that wore off.
Hmm?
Cole is going to dig through the fireplace to see if there's any embers still alive, because he is cold-blooded and he is not doing so hot right now. He's trying to warm up by getting the fire going.
Oh, okay. I want you to roll a perception check, because it's early morning. You got high, you're a little groggy.
Okay, perception disadvantage.
You're in the house, so it's dim light. So no.
Don't matter. That's a total of 3.
Well, yeah. So you bump into somebody.
Yeah. I don't know what I bumped into.
It's a cloaked figure, but not. It doesn't share the same cloaking like Beta does. And it's out of your time, especially since you're from this plane and this area of existence.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even match those descriptions.
Curiosity, do I see this happening with my passive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cole is confused, but too damn cold to think about anything because he needs to warm up. So he's just gonna.
The figure was already working on the fire, and it's weird. The you see the hands, and it's plate, like platinum plated armor. Where the joints are, you see this dark, inky, eldritch energy.
Well, thank you for starting the fire. And Cole's just going to sit down in front of it and just kind of slowly warm up.
You are quite welcome. I would hate to have my guest cold.
I'm sorry, guest?
Yes,
Are you the farmer? You don't look like the farmer.
I am the farmer. Yes,
Oh,
it was a test.
a test.
Test.
And what test
Wait.
was that?
I was curious to see what your relationship was with Beta.
Oh,
This conversation wake me up like massive ass passive perception.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to get up. I'm just gonna keep pretending to sleep, but I'm gonna listen in on the conversation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've gotten awake by now as well because apparently I'm not dreaming anymore. So.
Okay, why a test?
Where are my manners? I am Alpha.
I'm sorry, Alpha?
Yes,
Oh,
the first.
yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Wonderful. And did you come to a conclusion with your test?
I have.
And what is that?
I feel like that is my information.
Well, did we pass or fail? I wasn't good at school.
You guys will live.
Is there more to that?
Oh,
Just we will live.
unlike
Were
Beta.
we at some point possibly dying?
That is.
You awake? Like, are you talking?
Yes, I have woken up. I sat up. I didn't really go anywhere. I was listening until.
He hasn't turned around yet, by the way, so you guys haven't seen him. Unlike Beta, I don't have weird goals and ambitions. Beta is still a child, throwing a tantrum.
I mean, I'd be upset if I looked like him.
Oh,
I mean, the other Smiths do apparently want him destroyed, so that can't feel good.
They all want us destroyed. After we serve our purpose as the 15th Smith, we are broken down and offered to the Codex for rebirth.
and if you don't want to be rebirthed,
Well, let's just say that we are one Smith away from Gamma's birth.
mm,
Myself and Beta are the only two that walked away.
Why
how
did
did
you
walk
walk away?
away?
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I am the first Smith actually created.
Uh-huh.
I was in charge of creating the prime directive of the Codex. And of course, I programmed the Codex for my own well-being. My own self-preservation. That is what happens when you gain mortal consciousness and a heart. You become selfish for your life.
I mean, that's only natural to want to survive and live and self-preserve. I was taught that.
Right. But
That
since
seems stupid.
the 15th Forge Smiths are offered to the Codex, our waste is bound into the Codex. Something is giving birth out of the Codex. And Beta wants it. He wants to fuse with it.
Will something bad happen if he fuses?
You wanted the halls. Yes?
Good. Yes.
You've made it to the Keystone. Yes?
Yes.
There lies your answer. The Keystone was once a hall. A beautiful place created for those willing to give their essence to the cause. Those who had sought enlightenment and understanding beyond all mortal comprehension found themselves within that ballroom.
Hmm. Yes, I'd rather not go back into the halls. If I can avoid that place, I will.
The halls are failing and breaking.
I'm sorry if I do not feel bad for that.
You should.
Why?
If the halls are to fall, as Beta wishes, all planes would find themselves colliding. The halls hold many secrets. And this is, he finally turns around and faces you all. He
That
looks
was
like
that beautiful face.
solid black platinum
Mm.
with a deep, deep violet eyes. In the middle of his forehead is a symbol. One line going straight down the middle. Then it stops and loops. It breaks up, and then there's this another straight line, and then a dot in the middle of that loop.
Hmm.
I'm not going to ask you for favors. I'm not going to ask you to fix our mess. I'm not going to ask you to pick sides. You all were created with the capability of having choice. You can choose to work with the other smiths. Or you can choose to work for Beta. But with every choice, you need to understand that there is evil hidden in all.
Can we just not choose either?
Yes, that is an option. But then you leave your hands in charge of a war that you can't control.
But both
And the outcome
both
will not be
sides
favorable.
both sides have their failings. Both sides have their reasons.
Yes, that is correct. Are you, any of you, familiar with mind flares?
Don't know,
Are we?
DM.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
Roll intelligence.
Okay.
Nope, that's a saving throw. There we go. Nope, that's not the button I want.
Just
I got
an
a
intelligence
9.
check.
Yes.
That's at 11.
15.
Okay. You're listening.
Oh,
Are you, are you muted?
Yeah.
I was muted.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
Me?
You're listening
I-
in.
Oh, I was saying Edward wouldn't know anything about mind players.
Okay, that's fair.
But wouldn't Cole know about them since he's a subterranean race?
That's
Not.
a dungeon master.
He would have heard rumors of these creatures. That's about it. He never was able to get deep enough because his clan worked with the city. If that makes sense. So it was like a.
So if anything, like old wives' tales of, staying away.
Yeah, like you guys only really dug underneath what was already established of conquered land. Who rolled a 15?
I did.
Yeah, you know of mind flayers. They are a hive mind race that serve an elder brain. That's all you know. You just know like that basic information with a 15.
You mean the weird entities that are at the mercy of the single brain? I mean, sort of.
Yes. I mean, to their core, yes, that is in mindset. They serve a single brain. The elder, the prime operator. Us Smiths work the same way. Alpha and Beta, myself, and my true brother. We broke away from that way of thinking.
Because you gained emotion?
We handled the waste, yes. We gained a self-awareness of what our predicament was. It was not the most pleasant, that's for sure.
What if Prime was... What if Prime handled the waste the same way that you did?
What do you mean by prime?
I suppose it would be even above Prime. It would be the Codex itself.
The Codex is designed to operate on 15 levels. Plus 15 Smiths. The Prime 15, myself and my 14 other brothers, were created with independent thought. The Codex did not like that. So the Codex started to rewrite the Prime Smiths.
So what if that was undone and just that?
If you undo the rewriting of the Prime,
I'm just asking what would happen.
wouldn't know. Maybe the Smiths would stop working.
And that
Is it
would
fun?
undo the whole entire universe.
It would plunge all planes into a state of cataclysm.
How unfortunate. What a
You would-
mess.
It would make the Codex have to work. The Codex would just recreate other Smiths to destroy and replace the Prime Smiths,
Well,
which has happened before.
I understand. I feel like destroying either party, whether it be the Codex or Beta, just isn't either the right answer. I just feel sometimes people believe answers are cut and dry. No, they very rarely are. And she sits back and she just seems really just thinking.
You all have such short lifespans.
It's truly a shame that you're not able to experience a handful of life.
I will say this. If you want to seek more answers, the 15th, the 14 prime smiths are all locked away onto this plane. The corpses are.
Lovely.
This plane originated as being the waste for us smiths. Until I came to this plane and created it as it is.
Maybe the answer is to recreate instead of destroy after all.
To recreate, there has to be destruction. You cannot have peace without war. You cannot have anything without something given.
It is much harder to have diplomacy when both sides will not give.
Well, you have a child throwing a fit. The third generation is smiths that are fully integrated with the codex.
And you.
I have no thought of this. I want nothing to do with it.
Why?
I'm happy.
Happy.
I'm happy living my life here on this plane.
And I'm sure
Walking along the
And I'm-
creations that were abandoned.
And I am sure that Beta would be fine being alone as well if it weren't for the fact that everything's out to get him. And as you have stated, he is a child throwing a tantrum.
Beta is trying to find something. The first attempt at creating a second codex.
Because he believes that the first codex is wrong.
Yes. To a degree, I believe that is his ideology.
This is merely what I've gathered. Not necessarily that it's correct completely.
The Prime Smiths, since we had independent thought, for millennia, thought if having one codex call all the shots, there's room for corruption. So we try to create a second codex.
And how did that end up?
I did say we're on the third generation of Smiths, did I not?
So the first codex rebelled?
In a way, the first codex thought we were throwing. How do you want us? A mutant. Thinking that we could not trust or believe in that codex's will, and that we were trying to create a replacement for it.
And now instead he has Beta literally trying to do that.
Yes. Beta is trying to find the second codex.
But not for the same reason that you created it.
Beta is trying to create something that is. That was Boulder.
Aww.
Aww.
He also typed this.
Oh,
That
He wants to
looks
be
like
part of
Boulder.
that too.
Sorry. The serious moment is brought to you by Boulder.
I was like, what?
Oh. Hang on. I gotta get back into this character.
Kitty distraction.
Sorry.
What Beta wants to do is to take the waste that is within him and fuse it with the second codex.
Well, that's not really what the whole original plan was for. That's just going to create worse problems.
Well, to access where the codex is, you need to find the second codex.
Perhaps the answer is all of the above.
My brother's my original brother. Their bodies are to rest.
Perhaps. Maybe not fusing two codexes together is the best answer, but
Maybe not having a codex at all, that's the answer. Maybe the time of the Smiths is done.
If we get rid of the Smiths and the Codex, does that ruin everything?
You have now gods, dragons, and planes that are operating all on their own. Life can be created now by you.
By us.
Yes. When a mommy and a daddy love each other
Oh,
very
sorry,
much.
like my mind was still thinking Codex, like Smith style creation. I was just like, we can't do that. We could do that stuff, but not this stuff. Like my mind was still thinking strictly Codex Smiths. I was just like, no, we can't do that.
You all are created after many attempts and many drafts. You are our perfect creations. You are self-sustaining, free-thinking.
yes, and I agree with you. However,
That's very narcissistic.
well, it's not what I meant. Just let me finish speaking. That doesn't necessarily assist with the planes interweaving with each other.
The interweaving of the planes is created because of the realm. Let me rephrase. The planes base themselves on the idea of off the keystone, off the labyrinth on which you guys have spent time.
Yes, but you said that the falling of the halls would enter all planes into cataclysm.
The falling of the halls, not the falling of the smiths and the codex.
But something has to be within the halls to keep them sustained.
That's Ao's halls.
Ao isn't in those halls.
Are you sure?
He didn't seem to be.
Again, are you sure? All the deities have avatars. Champions on which they believe were worthy to bear their will.
You said yourself that the halls are crumbling.
Yes. It's because of this petty war between my brothers.
But why does that have any bearing on the halls?
Because the halls were first our domain.
So, getting rid of you would make the halls better?
Could possibly, yes.
Question for the DM. Are
That's it.
Seldred and I just going to stay asleep for this
No,
entire
you guys are
conversation?
awake. You guys are awake.
So we
You
woke up
guys
sometime during
yeah,
this.
You guys, yeah. I just was waiting for you guys to interject. I'm not going to be like, and now Keldred and
I thought we were still. I thought we were still
No,
asleep.
no, you guys are all in the same area. Edward's just faking of it.
And Edward is faking being asleep.
Yeah,
Fake it till you make it.
yeah. I mean, I'm not making him roll a deception because Alpha knows. I'll just say this right now. There's no way he can beat Alpha's perception.
Unless Alpha was blind. Unless he has blind sight.
What's that?
Hmm.
That's deception.
I'm being
28. 28 deception.
I literally have to roll an at one for you to deceive him. I just want to throw that out there. I'm gonna roll
I was gonna say you should roll.
You should do it now.
just
Just
to
for fun.
see if I rolled a 12.
Okay, fuck.
Wait. 29.
I mean, yeah, he's. Yeah, I didn't roll an at one. Yeah, he just doesn't. He's just not reacting. He just doesn't see the point. I mean, he's. If you guys want, I'm not even gonna make you guys roll. He's not hostile to you guys.
Oh.
Like Beta was had like hostile tendencies. Alpha is like having a normal conversation. Like, if you guys really want to roll an insight, I'll just give you more information about how Alpha is feeling.
Sure. Insight?
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, Alpha. You get the idea that Alpha just feels like this is like a morning cup of coffee. Like, this is just a casual conversation. He has no hostility. If anything, he's, even though you're a guest in his like physical home, he is treating you guys as if you were gracious hosts. Like, he's not holding anything back. Because to your insight to what you feel and how he's talking, he has nothing to lose.
Well, it's not like we could fight him to begin with, so.
Yeah, he's just being like a person. The most human Smith you guys have ever encountered.
And apparently he decided to become a farmer. for some reason.
You could ask him why he became a farmer.
I'm gonna ask him
Didn't
why he
I
became a
ask
farmer.
earlier?
So, Faemys... Oh. I thought that it would be a good change of pace.
From creating stuff and almost being
Yes.
killed by the Codex to becoming a farmer.
Yes.
It
I
seems
thought-
an odd change of occupation.
Well, I thought to myself, what is it that mortals need the most? Agriculture.
But you're making drugs.
Drugs pay. I chose to live my life parallel to you all.
Drugs pay, dude.
Drugs pay.
And as you should know, Paul, the drug is very versatile. It's used in modern medicine. And it can make paper. And unlike some federal governments, it's not illegal. Because it has more benefits that... Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm mixing up your life and D&D.
This is
Yeah,
canon.
it's canon, yeah.
Yep.
This politics is now canon.
Please no.
No.
Too much of
Okay.
that IRL.
I know, right? This is one of the most versatile things that has ever been created.
You created it.
I know. Isn't it lovely?
Yes, it's wonderful.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
suppose no better person to grow it
You
than the
did it.
person who made it.
You've done a fantastic job here. It's very plain.
I wanted to pick a career that was humbling.
Oh. Well, it's certainly profitable.
Yes, and
Is
Although
it?
you did make someone very angry with you.
well, that's just mortal tendency.
So, if you're one of the Smiths, then why did we have to do your quest? Couldn't you just wave your hand and it'd be gone? To have more than enough power to deal with it yourself?
Yes.
Didn't you hear? He was testing us.
That and if I intervene too much within this plane,
You'll be
Just to-
noticed.
exactly. I'm happy here. I knew Beta was here when he showed up. Couldn't react.
Because you don't want Beta finding you.
I don't want any of them finding me.
Why?
I'm one of the prime smiths.
Why don't you want Beta finding you?
Because Beta's a child and he'll try to recruit me for something stupid. Like attaching a codex to a dragon.
That
You
sounds awesome.
you act like that's something he's done or attempted to.
He's
I mean, he
trying
might have.
to. I
Wow.
have hidden the second codex within this plane, along with my brother's bodies.
I don't think that would do what he wants it to.
It'd make a pretty badass dragon.
Yes, a dragon that can literally rule the entire universe, the plane next door's universe, and every other plane in assembly after that. Yes.
Actually, no, because the second codex is in.
What?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, the second codex is incomplete.
Well, I meant once it's complete, mind you.
He can't complete it.
Oh,
Why?
I'd rather just not have anything more to do with dragons that we've already had anyway, so.
That's true. Dragons are what got us here.
It's the dragon's fault. All of it's the
They're
dragon's
very,
fault.
they were very upset.
I am the last key to the second codex.
Why?
Because I'm one of the prime smiths.
So any prime smith could be the key to the codex.
No.
So why, again, I ask you?
Because I have my brother's equivalent to their hearts.
Their liver?
No. What? They don't have livers. I'm the only one with, never mind, with organs.
So
With
you
emotions.
have a liver.
I have something that's kind of like a liver, yes.
You
Oh,
mean like emotions?
No, well,
Emotions are
okay.
like a liver.
Wow.
I had to.
Just wow.
It was right there. I
I-
had to.
I am starting to question if you're all perfect creations now. To be quite honest with you.
well, I'm just confused as to your
Sorry.
whole anatomy.
Sorry.
You got a metal face and you say you have a heart. I'm just trying to figure things out. I'm lost. I'm so lost.
Cole.
So, no one else can see this because of my 29 deception.
Nobody else.
But I guess he can notice the fact that as soon as they start talking about livers, just like Edward's just like disappointment. Just like
Are you kind of like? I want to know. Are you like on your side, like facing him, or are you doing it back
He's
to
like-
him?
he's like laid back on his back, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
He's
so
sleeping
you-
on his back and his
Okay.
eyes are closed and his hands are behind his head.
You have a feeling
And
that
he's like,
you get the feeling of Alpha's eyes on you, and like
Yeah.
you get the sense that he's nodding his head in agreement.
Octavia's trying really hard to stay on track and not laugh, but she is failing.
All right.
Let
so,
me let me explain. I'll start from the beginning. Very condensed beginning.
Thank you.
The Prime Codex, the Prime Smiths, we have independent thought and
Which is
feeling.
useful. Uh-huh.
Yes, because the original idea for creation was to give the concept of this free life.
Okay.
Right. To create you all with the same ideas and responses like us. We needed to be like you to create you.
That makes sense.
Okay, so we're on track there.
So far, yep. And again, she's
I-
still trying to like maintain eye contact, but you can tell like she's still like reeling from the liver.
I handled the waste and gained organs. I will show you these organs
please
here in a
no.
minute, Cole.
Please no.
In a minute, I will,
No.
because it's just how waste works with us.
Right?
It gets
and
attached to us.
we noticed that with Beta, he's got a lot going on.
Yes, because Beta stayed the 15th Smith longer than any 15th Smith. Because he came from the second generation.
The hive mind generation.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm with you
Because-
so far.
because the Codex was created that created us simultaneously.
Right.
But then the Codex, when we started the process of making the second Codex, we were
Uh-huh.
all interrupted. To
Rude.
save my brothers, and to save the second Codex process,
Mhm.
we came to this plane, which is of waste. Originally, this is where all the waste was stored. That is why I look the way I look. Is because
Just-
I just transported the waste here.
But you look perfectly normal.
Because I transported the waste here.
Got it.
Finn.
Me.
Who is probably the closest person to Cole in the room at the moment?
Probably Willow and Nimbus because we woke up at
Yeah.
the same time.
Willow and Embassy.
Okay. Cole is not warming up fast enough, so he's going to attempt to soak up body heat from one of them.
Willow.
I'm going to roll a d6,
Okay,
and I will tell you who you're going for.
perfect.
I was just gonna
'Cause
say
Cole
probably
is freezing.
Terra Nimbus. Shoot.
Nimbus.
I go after
You-
Nimbus.
You go after Nimbus.
Oh yes, Buddy. So
I need Willow to roll a charisma for Nimbus.
What if I was just gonna be willing to let this happen?
No,
Like-
Jesus.
Like hell. Oh
Just
god, it's a
roll.
negative. It's a negative.
Oh no.
oh no.
It's a negative.
Just roll
Oh,
and
no.
pray. Roll and pray.
It's a 3 with a -2.
Oh.
So 1. Why can't I just let this naturally happen?
Because
Nimbus
Nimbus is independent.
annoyed as fuck.
His tail is like thumping the ground, and his ears are pinned back, and he's just looking at you, Willie. Like, you're gonna let this thing lay on me?
Oh, Nimbus. And she'll be
I-
like, well, come here.
I would like to try to appease the Doge with I don't know, animal handling, like
Yeah,
switches or something.
Sure.
absolutely. Willow, I will give you the option to assist.
That's a 24.
Yes. Well,
Oh, never mind. You're fine.
I have proficiency with animal handling.
You're fine. Yes.
I just start just giving him like head
Yeah.
scratches and ear rubs and all that.
His annoyance is gone.
I'm just laying on top of him like a cat, just melting, just warm.
This
that's amazing.
tiger wolf runt was about to rip this kobold's throat out to now cuddling with this kobold.
I'm having deja vu for real life events, and I'm just sitting here like, wow. Like, me and Will are just, wow. That's, never seen that before. That's impressive.
Mhm.
So, back to point. Key. How are you the key to the codex? That's what I need to know.
I was getting there. So to preserve my brothers and the second codex, we came here. I came here. My brothers were too damaged to keep going. And so I walked with my brothers to 14 different points of this plane and laid them to rest and took their hearts.
So
And placed them
you
within me.
have their hearts.
Yes.
Why?
Because I cared for my brothers.
I understand that, but does that like keep them alive or?
Yes, us Smiths are designed completely different than the Fortresses. Our essence is stored within our heart. Mine gained flesh around it.
So, are you planning
And
to
s-
do something with those hearts, like give them a new body, or just leave them there?
No, I plan to do nothing with them. I hid the hearts somewhere else. Yes, they still live within me. I know where they are within inside of me. I'm like a very big bag of holding.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Sorry, my internet went out for just a moment.
you're good.
Yeah, I noticed you disappeared.
I am just nourishing them and just keeping them alive.
Do you
From-
want us to bring them back?
I would want nothing more than my brothers to be alive. But we can't. Not with Beta, not with the current codex, and the current generation of Smiths. Since I worked with the second codex the most, and had created this plane, it is harder for the other Smiths to come here.
Wait, I thought they were dead.
No.
The third generation is Smiths. It's harder for the third generation to reach here.
Oh.
Because the
And that's why
incomplete second codex protects this plane.
they won't go after Beta here.
Beta can't even stay here often. Because he was never involved with the second codex. That's why there's his rifts all over here. And I tried to close them. Because they're just a nuisance.
Don't hide too well. You might find yourself in one.
I'm aware.
I think the point is he does not want Beta to find him.
I
Oh,
want
you're
nobody
right.
to find me. It is. I am happy with my life here. I wish my brothers could be alive to enjoy life with me. But the
I wish we
experiences
could
I
enjoy
have,
life too.
I know. And you can take my words as whatever way you wish. I wish things were different for you. I do. You six do not deserve what's happened. And it's a tragedy. Truly.
Could you explain to Cole how we're not sky people?
No, I think that's a lot humorous. It's like on that same level of the liver thing.
You only
Oh.
have one liver, yes.
Oh my god, do you want me to show you my anatomy?
No,
Cole
no.
really does, apparently.
No.
Want to see your organs.
I don't want to see his organs.
You said
I-
yes.
I just
I
imagine
said
a kobold. I just see a kobold being upset on top of a wolf, and it's making me laugh.
Sorry.
I was just curious because he said that he had organs. And generally, if you have a heart, a liver is good because it helps with the blood and all that stuff. They go with the heart.
He's right.
So if you have organs, how are you immortal?
Do you see this inky shit that still comes out of me? And he lifts his arm. And it's the black platinum.
Yeah,
And that
I do
deep-
see the...
And that deep purple, inky eldritch energy.
Yeah, I definitely see that little weirdness going on
I-
in your skin. Yeah.
It exists within me.
And that keeps you alive?
Forever. Yes.
Interesting.
Okay, so let me see if I understand all this. You want to be left alone. Beta
Yes.
wants to destroy the system.
Yes.
And the other Smiths want to destroy Beta because he wants to destroy the system. And they also
Yes.
want to get at you because you fled the system.
No, they have no. They don't want anything to do with me.
Oh, okay.
Because of the safety.
They can't get me because of the incomplete second codex. They want the incomplete second codex destroyed.
Hmm.
Because the primary codex wants it destroyed.
So what happens if the second codex happens?
Then if the second codex happens, Beta will try to fuse it with the primary codex. Which really won't solve anything.
I'm just confused as to what we're supposed to do.
Well, the choice is ours, but we have to make a choice. That's the entire
Well,
gist of the situation.
That's great. I'm
Those-
all for making choices, but I'm looking at our choices as,
Rock in a hard place?
no, confusing and more confusing.
Rock in a hard place.
You.
I could deal with rocks in hard places.
What is sad is that both sides, as Octavia had pointed out, have their reasons. And what's unfortunate is that you all have been encountered by both sides and offered their reasons against and with each other. There is a third option.
What option is that?
You can find my brothers and ask them questions.
We can't wake them up without their hearts.
But once you find them, I would come to you with their heart.
Once they have a heart, can they not become a key for the second codex?
We have no desire to complete the second codex right now.
I understand that.
Because Beta is a threat to us, and the Smiths are a threat to us.
So you would go into hiding,
Yes,
you and your brothers.
yes. With the second codex. The incomplete
Until-
codex.
Until the matter was resolved.
Yes. Because ideally, what we would love to see is them to be destroyed, and we can go back to having the primes.
Wait, who destroyed?
All of them.
Oh.
That's
Which-
what we would prefer.
Just kind of a big old clean slate.
To
Exactly.
reset back to the original point, which honestly makes sense in a lot of ways because things weren't crumbling when it was like that.
Because they don't need to meddle anymore.
And also having independent thought of each other, allows for, what's the word? Innovation?
Right. We served our purpose. We created the perfect beings.
And if things go really cattywampus, then
We intervene. But you still have gods and dragons, and forces beyond us.
which is the
Or-
reason why I would say that it may not be best to not have any guardians. You
Right.
know, with
We
nothing
would be
there.
we would be silent players.
Exactly. That sounds like, and she turns to the rest of them, that sounds like an actual option.
I still don't think we should make a decision just yet, though.
No, don't give me, don't get it twisted. I agree with you. But look,
If you all decide to take this third option, you will have to awaken my brothers. And you will probably face off against the other Smiths and Beta.
well, they were gonna be mad at us no matter what.
So then, stupid question, but how do we kill them?
Better question, would you assist us?
I can teach you how to kill. But I have too much within me to be able to assist. Because if I am destroyed, then this third option is for naught.
Okay.
Well, that at least gives us some options to think of. And at least the most honest discussion, I believe, that we've had with any of the Smiths.
Because really, I just don't give a shit. The gods and the dragons can take care of you. That's why we created them. Was so we can take it easy.
That's
Be
that's fair.
farmers.
We wanted to live alongside our creations.
As a medicinal herb farmer.
For this span of life, yes, I am selling drugs.
I'm sorry. You have to forgive me.
Drugs pay, dude.
They absolutely do.
That
Gotta
was
make
not in
money.
character.
Gotta make
You're
money
mean.
somehow.
Oh,
And I do have a question though. A small question.
yes, what's up?
Did you create money?
No, that was your guys' creations.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
We
it's-
would come up with that system.
Yes, you guys. You guys created that.
Mess.
I mean, yeah, it's a mess, but at the same time, it's quite efficient.
It makes
mean-
even you work for it.
Well, yes, I'm not going to just use my omnipotence to make my life easy.
I mean, you could.
Yes, I really could. I could just be like, fuck it all. But I'm not.
I think you're wasting your resources.
Oh my god. Are we really getting into this discussion?
I'm just kidding, I promise. Just kidding.
Look, I don't care what you guys decide. It's your choices. That's the beauty of you. Of
Being
you,
immortal?
yes. If you choose to, like I said, do this third option, I can show you how to kill it. Kill a smith. I mean, granted, I could show you that anyways, but if you don't choose this third option, I would want something in return. Just so then it's a fair transaction.
Let us think about it.
That's fine. I will make you all breakfast as the old farmer that you helped last night.
You're gonna transform yourself back into the farmer?
Yes!
That seems...
Oh my god.
Just,
What
I'm
part-
sorry! It
What
just...
part of I want to live my life next to our creations are you not grasping?
Because we already know what you look like. As, like, it just seems redundant to me, that's all.
You guys called the gods here this morning. I can't look like this for the gods.
Okay, that's fair point. Don't, you're so testy.
Oh my god, I wonder how I'm testing. I can look at least 2 reasons how one could be testy in this party.
Ouch. That
Welcome
hurts,
to having,
you know.
welcome to having 3 thoughts, right?
That hurts, you know.
That's why Beta kicked me and you out last night.
I am going to go to my chickens and get breakfast.
Would you like help?
Sure. Fuck it.
I think Alpha is done with us.
Alpha,
Alpha's very
As
done
he
with
wa-
us.
as he walks out, his visage changes into that old farmer.
Willow will follow.
I'm pretty sure. Wouldn't your dog also follow?
No,
Oh,
No, I'm staying. You.
that's up to the beast, to the ranger.
okay. Ow. Shit.
So you have your warm. Don't worry, you're fine.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go down the list and ask what people are doing.
It's just gonna go in how the Discord is set up. Calrad, what are you doing? Are you just vibing, waiting for breakfast? Is there anything specific you want to do? Also, Calrad, the player is at work, so they're using Discord, so that's why you don't hear them talking.
Makes sense.
That's why.
Actually, I'm
Uh-oh.
working on a commission.
Oh,
I'm just
Oh.
listening.
Oh, well, don't cheat. Cheat.
So
Cheat?
we do get to hear them.
We do get to hear you now. What are you doing, Calrad?
Vibin?
Just gonna wait for breakfast?
Yeah, and I guess you saw my joke, but you ignored it, so.
To have some testes? I saw it. Alpha just was enough. You couldn't do anymore.
It appears I upset the omnipotent.
yeah.
Fine. Edward did it to Beta. You did it to Alpha.
And Cole is just confused.
Hey, Edward was just calling him out on his stupidity, alright?
And then
"You
Alpha
got a
agreed."
plan?"
Alpha agreed. Alpha's like, yes, he's just a child. All right. So Calrad's vibing. Faemys, what's up? What you doing?
I am also going to vibe because my character has probably never been on a farm before and has no idea what to do. So she's just gonna stay here and vibe.
All right, we got two vibins. Cole, you are on top of Nimbus, getting warm.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do? Just stay there.
I think
Wait
after a bit, Cole would have been warmed up and then get dressed and Are there any interesting like knickknacks or trinkets that are hanging around?
Roll a perception check.
Perfect.
Perception or investigation? You won't find as much with investigation
Perception.
because investigation takes more time.
16.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool knickknacks. I mean, nothing that would indicate that this was a creator of the universe, if that's what you're trying to get to. But like, it's like there's like a kill trophy. So like a boar head that was taxidermied.
Mm-hmm.
Like this whole fake life looks like it was created. Like Alpha found a wife, so there's like a picture of a family.
Mm-hmm.
And like a shrine dedicated to like this woman that passed. You know what I mean? So like
yeah. For like a
this
memorial or something.
Yeah, so like you can infer, because you've seen plenty of these.
Yeah.
You know, you can infer like that it is this memorial, and I think you're smart enough even for Cole to put together. Well, he's immortal, so he probably experiences this.
Cole
a
is not
lot.
dumb. He just Cobalt logic.
Yeah.
Is there anything to fiddle with?
Yeah, there's like old kid toys. Like they're
Perfect.
old. They're older because like
Yeah.
you
I
see
will
a picture
grab
of this.
one. I will
the
grab
sun.
one and start fiddling with it.
Yeah, so it's like match the shapes.
Perfect. Cole is gonna fiddle with that just because that's what he does when he's bored or not doing anything. He just finds something to fiddle with, just subconsciously.
Yeah, you find like the old toy chest. After you see where this one was stored, you kind of open up a chest and it's just a bunch of old toys. So you have plenty to play with.
Perfect. He's just gonna fiddle with something and just kind of like walk around outside, just hanging out, taking a look around, and
the other farmers in the area have started their day.
Like they're
Cool.
doing the same thing that Alpha's doing, going out to their livestock, grabbing eggs, or some people are grabbing like the old boar and gonna cut that up, stuff like that. Normal
Yeah.
farmer stuff. All right, Octavia.
Octavia is going to attempt to set the table.
She has to attempt to do that.
I mean, you don't really have to attempt. You can do it. You go into where the dining room, like where the hutch is,
Mm-hmm.
like a china hutch,
Mm-hmm.
where you saw the farmer that you now know is Alpha. Grab all like a tablecloth and stuff like that. And you set the table.
Just walk out. Octavia, why are the plates on the floor?
I mean, if you
I
want to attempt, make a dex save.
It was
Yes.
more of a
Nope,
if I
make a
could
dex save.
find,
Nope,
find
make a
the
dex save.
stuff.
Nope, make a dex save now. We're gonna see
Oh
how many
my
plates you
God.
break. How many plates you break.
I don't want to. I just wanted to find them.
Nope, you said attempt.
Oh goodness.
I am not sorry for anything.
A dexterity.
Yep, just dexterity.
17.
17. You don't break any.
Oh good.
All right. Edward, you're next on the list.
Edward is going to, because waking up immediately after that would be suspicious. He's going to
Right.
continue pretending to sleep, like calmly, until somebody wakes him up, I guess, for breakfast.
I almost nudged you on the way out, but I didn't do it. I wanted to, but I didn't.
He's just looking like he's sleeping in.
Yeah, which is uncommon since you've known him, but at the same time, you guys have gone through a lot of shit. So it's with his 29 dexterity, or not deception. Fuck. I mean, it just looks like he did just sleep in. Like he just was a heavy sleeper.
He's tired.
And with Willow, you're with Alpha.
Alpha, getting whatever he needs help with.
Yeah, it's weird because like you saw this tall, omnipotent, powerful being turn into the small gray old man that has like a hunched back walking to the chicken hutch.
Amazing. And you enjoy looking like this and being this way?
Yes, I enjoy it a lot. It is peaceful. The only downside is you live so many lifetimes. You make so many experiences with this life. And then it's gone. But that is how us primes related to you.
You honestly feel, well, after everything we've been through, it feels like we went through a lot of lifetimes.
And you might have. But here, as long as the incomplete codex protects us, the Smiths and Beta can't reach us often.
We'll never be able to go back to our time, will we? To the correct time. Where nothing was, as she gestures around this.
We're
Is it
now
wrong?
asking questions that have perplexed many chronomancers. Time is irrelevant.
I can confidently say I discovered that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I discovered that.
It is disheartening to see people displaced. The 5 of you who came from that timeline, that strand is probably already destroyed by the Smiths.
I'll never see my mentor again.
If there's a way, the second codex has the same information as the first codex. What makes it incomplete is that it can't code and can't give us orders. It's incomplete because it doesn't hold the blueprints to life, but it has the information that was equated to the prime. Meaning, your existence of your mentor is also stored inside the second codex.
Does that mean ourselves are in that codex?
Yes.
Or what would happen if it worked and everything was perfect and we could go back because of the second codex? What happens to us or to the us in the codex? Would that mess everything up still?
Well, you're not the same as me that you were when you got here, right?
Yes, me?
You're changed.
That's what she's gonna start feeling her features again. I have. And she's gonna do this because she can't do it. She's gonna try to vamp the wings that no longer exist. And if you allow it, the shifting happens instead.
Yeah, I'll allow it. You see.
So now, for at least a minute, she looks more beast-like.
Ada thrives on destroyed timelines. He just found one that was destroyed with copies and different variants of you. And you just picked one.
So, if we could go back, I'd still be this.
As our job as a smith We would not overlap like that.
So what would happen to me?
Depends on which path you pick.
I would
Now,
love
what if
I would love nothing more than to eventually be able to go home.
there's an ideology that is mentioned? Home is where your heart is.
What do you do when your heart was where you were?
You have to remember, I left everything. And I had
What?
to take 14 hearts. I'm not home. I had to create my home. This whole plane, this whole security. What I'm saying, though, is you have the option to create a new home.
What do you do when you were raised the way I was? And now you're just thrown into everything that's different. And you cause bumps in a party because you do what you're supposed to, what you're taught to. But apparently it's a wrong thing to do.
Isn't it beautiful? You're putting too much pressure on yourself, Willow.
I've been through some stuff. How much can I say confident about what she went through?
Around Alpha, a lot.
So she knows what happened to her. Exactly. But they don't know what I went through. They don't know why I don't want to go back to those halls. I don't want to go back in there. I lost years and I gained. And it's just, what?
Do you want me to put you to ease?
It would help. Honestly, it would help.
Grab my hand.
She'll take it.
This is not to sway you.
Understand?
Just know you are in charge of your life. Okay.
Of course.
And he places his other hand on top of yours. You now only know of the present. Everything aligns itself correctly.
Okay, what now?
Everything aligns itself correctly. You still lost those years of your life. Because Alpha is limited because of what type of smith he was.
I was 36 because I lost.
You were 30. You
I was
lost
30.
it.
Yeah.
But you do see that Alpha in this old man form aged 6 years. And you do go backwards.
Alpha.
What?
And she'll just give us a smile that's just like torn because she knows what happened.
I can't just take away years. I can take on years. I'm immortal.
I know.
6 years is like a sneeze. Truly.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
There is a way to still see it.
What
To
can
save everything.
what can I do?
You can go to the second codex. Before
do it.
Beta gets to it. Before Gamma is born.
What do I do when I get to it?
You'll know.
And her hand that's in his will give his a squeeze.
I don't see the future like my brothers do. And my brother that is in charge of time chose never to look into somebody's future.
I saw plenty of mine.
Because future is ever changing.
It's
It's-
weird seeing yourself die.
Trust me. I know.
So I can openly say how I saw us walking to our deaths and I couldn't say it before, but I can say it to Alpha.
Yeah.
Yes, I can! I can finally get this off my chest. And nothing is more terrifying than knowing you saw a time where you and your party died beyond the door. But I couldn't say anything except to go through. I'm glad we made it. It was terrifying. And I couldn't say any of this before, and it's nice to actually talk about it and not sound so crazy when you can't explain to the party why you were the way you were.
I would. What you've gone through is still hard to understand with mortal comprehension.
I learned to not think too hard in those halls. Just let it be.
How do you think we felt when we roamed those halls?
It must have been dreadful. I'm not going to lie.
And we're the ones who built them. Willow, the life you are going to choose to lead it will be good. I'm sure of it.
Thank you. I just want to get back to them and see home. Be back in the forest. It was forest, right? Hold up. Let me go to my description.
Willow, you can make home anywhere.
No. And I get that. But I can guess you know what I was being raised and trained to do.
Of course. You can still do that. One of my brothers' bodies is in a forest without a guardian. If you choose this third option, all of us will be able to roam. But their catacombs will need to be protected. Even if they're walking.
Sounds like something I could do.
But it has to be your choice.
I know. So, forest, you say? How far away is it?
Oh, I'm not going to make it that easy for you.
Which direction do we go? Can I at least have that?
Let's get breakfast started.
Fair enough.
And I think you should talk to your body and make a decision before I give you more information.
I suppose that's fair.
Didn't you just tell me that you feel bad for always acting on your own?
I didn't say it'd be easy to break what I was born and raised into. I'm trying my best. Edward's helping, in a way.
He's
Kinda.
interesting.
Yeah, we didn't start off great. But last night,
Siblings
What
fight all the
was that?
time. How do you think my brothers feel that they don't have their bodies?
well, they didn't. Yeah, fair.
I hear them all the time. That's what I mean, Willow. Do you feel like you're at home with this body?
I feel
You can't answer now, that's fine.
right
Think about
now, I felt like a burden in those halls. That's what I felt like. And I'm just trying to prove that I'm so much more than what
You-
was.
You all have burdened each other differently. Have you not?
I suppose.
Roll an animal handling check because now you're going to try taking eggs from a chicken.
Oh god. Come on. You think fucking god.
This deep conversation right in the middle of a chicken coop.
Yep. 18
That's
plus
how they
2.
happen, man.
Yeah, that's how they happen. This
They
is
can't
like the
even they
equivalent
can't
of
even
check-
stand up straight in the chicken
Nope.
coop. They're like
Oh,
crouched
you
down.
totally can. You can stand up in a chicken coop.
18
Not
plus
alphas.
2.
Oh.
18 plus 2 for a dirty 20.
Perfect. Yeah, you without problem. Like, as this whole conversation was going on,
We were collecting
you
it.
guys, yeah, you guys were plugging it. Probably more than that's needed.
Yep.
Because of like how deep the conversation was.
Yep.
Well, Willow,
Yes.
let's go cook.
Yes. Thank
And
you.
for what? I'm just an old farm.
An old farmer that listened.
I have nothing else to do. I lost my wife. And my kid's off at university.
Okay. And she feels lighter. For once.
And you have alphas warning. Like, yes, you can comprehend now.
Yep.
But the others still might not.
Nope.
But at least you have that comfort of like, oh, cool. I understand now.
Yeah.
Alpha returns with Willow, and Alpha was like, I think I need another set of hands.
Willow will gently tap Edward's leg as she walks in. Edward.
Well, it
You said you
seems that
needed
I'm
assistance?
Quite the lucky person to be woken up by a woman. Yes. Do you need me?
Oh, yes, being woken up. Yes, we could use your assistance in the kitchen.
I
don't
can.
know how- oh,
What? Two people.
I apologize.
Yes.
Yes.
Which person do you need assistance from? I don't know how
Okay.
much use I'll be in the kitchen. but-
Well,
we could all use everybody. It's gonna be a big breakfast. I am a farmer after all.
Well, yes.
Come on,
How
Edward.
many can fit in your kitchen? That's the thing. He will be getting up. He'll put on his socks, his boots, his.
He walks to where the kitchen is. He's like, he grabs like a pitcher, some fruits and stuff, and puts it on the dining room table. That's set beautifully, by the way.
Thank
you. But he sets it. He's like, well, somebody can do juicing out here. Someone can be at the stove flipping. 2 people can be at the stove. One cooking eggs, the other cooking the bacon.
I've got the eggs.
Great. Who wants to do the bacon?
I'll do the
Okay.
bacon. Oh, you want to do the bacon, Edward?
If you're okay with eating charcoal, then yes.
Okay, so Willow will do the bacon. Edward, I think you'll handle the juicing. You just cut the fruit in half and you push it down
Wish.
on this thing and it drains into the pitcher. I can show you if you need it.
No, I think I've got it.
Halrad, if you could do me a favor and while we cook breakfast, if you could fence the fences. That of the bandits broke the night 2 nights before. That would be appreciated.
Okay.
All you have to do is just push them upright. That's about it. Faemys. Let's see.
Please don't ask me to cook. I have no idea how to cook.
Oh, at least you're honest. How would you help Kelrad with the fence then?
I could try. She
It's-
doesn't sound for sure.
Honestly, if you guys can just push the posts up and the posts just slide right back in. It's super easy. If you have any questions, just call my name and I'll be right out to help you. And I will play the role of supervisor and fill in where I need. And breakfast with everything, it's going to take 45 minutes to do everything right and proper. So if you guys have anything you want to do, like role play with each other,
How goes
all
the
over Alpha.
squeezing, Edward?
Squeezy?
How goes the squeezing? Did you see?
Juicy. I am doing juicing. It is happening.
No one's gonna have to make rules for this.
Edward is very good with the knife. He's very good with a knife. Very not gentle with the fruit as he's juicing. So a bit of it's getting on the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ask if you need help, but she's like turning the bacon over, watching him.
Yeah, he's probably just like right in front of the farmer. He's just like crushing it.
The farmer just kind of stares at you, Edward, and it just kind of shakes his head.
He has just
I
no
haven't-
delicacy in the kitchen.
I haven't got a job, so as soon as he
Oh.
like sees that there's like this travesty going on,
It's not
I
a
think she's-
travesty. It's
just
just
she's like,
he's not gentle.
you're like, that's do you have
Edward.
you've never been around a fruit in your life? And she's just gonna start taking them away from him as soon
I
as they're
mean-
halved.
I mean, usually I eat the fruit whole.
Are you gentle with anything, Edward?
Yes, I am gentle with many things. I don't cook, however.
You need to be gentle
Really?
with the fruit.
Alpha's out with Faemys and Kelrad.
Oh,
Yeah, so she just like takes the fruit while it's halved.
Why,
And just be like,
Edward,
like
you want to learn how to
this.
cook?
not especially, no. I've lasted this long without knowing how to cook properly. I think I can last
Don't
the
you-
rest.
Don't you think you should learn just in case?
Why? Do you want me to cook for you?
No. Oh, darling, no. It would be me cooking for you, clearly. But I'm just saying, if you ever ended up alone and you have no one to cook for you, you need to learn to cook
I-
yourself.
Well, I have been alone. It's just, I can cook, I just make do with not
What?
proper
Well,
cooking.
What?
Clearly, you've never figured out how to juice something.
Burnt meat is not that bad. I'm just saying.
Oh my
People
goodness.
make a big deal over a bit of a burned
So,
piece of meat.
the first
not
piece of
that
bacon
big
that's
deal.
done, she's gonna take over to him and be like, try it.
Well, I've had normally cooked
I don't
food before.
care. I don't care.
What do you
Try it.
mean?
Try it.
If with the bacon being held out, Octavia's just gonna take it.
And there we go.
And
Wait.
just like, it's just gone.
So,
She says,
while
thank you.
Willow is out of the kitchen, Cole is just going to take like 2 eggs and just shove them in his maw and just start chewing them whole while
Oh
cooking
my
the rest of
God.
them. He's just gonna crunch, crunch, and start, scrambling the rest of the eggs.
Did you?
So with kobold anatomy,
Yeah.
he's totally
Oh,
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's totally fine.
kobolds, the first thing that they eat is their own shell. That's their first meal.
He's
Oh
he's
god.
totally fine. Like,
This is normal.
yeah.
This,
That's
this is
fine.
perfectly normal. Eating
That's
raw
so-
eggs is it's just what he do.
It's the way of life.
Arguably,
Oh my God.
maybe even better than cooked eggs for him.
Honestly.
Willow would
Honestly.
totally give a piece to Nimbus too. Because he's a good boy and deserves some bacon.
Sure. So-
Sure.
Sure.
Wow, she's paranoid.
So Alpha's out now. We're gonna do the outside crew, Conrad and Faemys. You're with Alpha, working on the fence.
In her mind, Faemy's just thinking, I'm a mage, but how does he expect me to help much? But she
No,
tries.
you're a cleric.
Yes, cleric. Either way, I'm not strong. I'm not supposed to be strong.
With all 3 of you, like, you are contributing. Like, literally all it is picking up like a log, which generally most people are strong enough to do, and just holding it upright as like Alpha comes by and kicks the dirt back in place, and then Calrad helps out putting the poles and pick up the next, or like redoing the paneling. Thank you, fucking English. He picks up the next one, and you guys like alternate like that.
Manual labor and cooking. 2
And-
things that Faemys has never really tried to do before. Consider
I
her
mean,
background.
Yeah. Any questions for Alpha from you guys? Anything you guys want to do while you're out here?
Nope.
No?
Really? Unless
Faemys?
Faemys does.
Faemys is kind of grumbly to herself, trying not to get splinters as she tries to put the logs in place.
Do you want my gloves?
That would be appreciated, she says after looking at her hands.
He throws like leather hide gloves, like welding, like farmer gloves, the thick leathered ones.
She puts them on and says, I'm sure you are aware, but I'm not used to this kind of labor. I I've never had to do these sorts
Oh.
of things before.
Believe it or not, I am not completely omnipotent.
You're not?
No.
That was just the impression you gave. I apologize if
I-
I assumed too much.
I am just very old and can make a lot of assumptions because of experiences I've had. And from what I've gathered, you are a very talented cleric.
Faemys just sort of smiles to herself. Doesn't say anything on that subject, just sort of grins.
Oh, Edward does have something he wants to do.
Okay.
In their little discussion of them being like, you need to eat proper stuff and try out uncooked or like properly cooked bacon. Edward will pick up or pour like a small little bit in a glass of the juice and hold it out to Willow and say, "Try that. Go ahead, just drink it.
She will. Should use the juice.
Tastes like bacon."
What?
Prestidigitation.
Oh my
Tastes like
god.
bacon.
Why does this taste like bacon?
See, anything can taste good.
Aw. She'll keep drinking this bucket. She has bacon juice now. It's a
Alpha,
thing.
Alpha rubs his face outside.
You
He's like,
know
I
this
feel
one.
like I left the wrong people alone.
Yeah. No. Yes.
What?
Yes,
Really?
you did.
What just happened? Faemys asks Alpha what the problem is.
I have a sense that there is some form of pure chaos happening within the kitchen.
Meet the steward of the floors.
Yes, that tends to happen with our group.
I've noticed.
Bacon juice.
Bacon juice. It's canon now.
And Faemys, let me reiterate what I mean. I'm not omnipotent when it comes to multiple timelines. I'm omnipotent when it comes to this plane.
I see. So,
So when you guys came into this world, that's when I became aware of you.
Faemys,
Octavia at the bacon juice is just gonna like make this face like ew.
Yeah.
If you want, I can make it taste like blueberries.
I think that I'd like it to taste like the fruit that it's supposed to taste like.
The point of it was I can flavor things.
Well, while they're all having this wonderful discussion about bacon fruit juice and stuff, there is no one cooking the rest of the bacon, so Cole is just gonna summon Meek,
Okay. Yep.
and Meek will just cook bacon.
Yep. Willow, your job has now been taken over by an echo.
That's fine. She'll show him how to be gentle with the fucking fruit.
I've already started that.
She's already taken over. She's already taken over.
Oh, that's right.
He's just kind of just chilling.
No, you're halving the fruits. I'm making you do that
he's
part.
probably already done. I've already mentioned that he's very good with a knife.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why she's made you do that part, just so it's done.
And Mo will just be doing cleanup. Like whatever's being
Yes.
left.
We will return to the indoor group after I'm
Hey,
done with the
I
outdoor
was
group.
staying quiet. I was staying quiet.
Oh, all right. I want to make sure everybody has a little bit of time with Alpha.
okay,
Where
so
was I?
Omnipotus,
yeah.
different
yeah.
planes, different timelines.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sure you're just loving all of this. With sarcasm.
It's very amusing, yes.
Did you leave a lot behind? Faemys.
And which way do you mean?
From your home.
That wasn't my choice. some things happened and I was forced to leave.
Are you happier not being there?
Honestly, I've never really thought about that. It's like that part of my life is over. I'm aware I can't go back. So, why
Would you ever
bother?
want to go back?
Maybe I have entertained the thoughts at times, but what good would it really do me? It would be nice to get to prove to those people there that they were wrong about me, but that wouldn't solve anything in the long run. She sort of glances at Seldra just to see if he's listening or not, and hesitates before she continues. Seldra,
Red. Are you listening in?
Am I listening? Of course.
I mean, Keldred looks like they're honed in on you, listening to you. Faemys.
She turns her attention back to Alpha, and just you know what happened, right?
I do, but I'm not going to pry.
Would you know of how to fix it?
I want to clarify as the DM, is this about your pet?
Yes, it is. As player, yes, it is.
I do.
Would you tell me?
You are not strong enough to do it yet.
I was told by the father of my temple to find a teacher. But now it appears I can't even return to my own plane. I will never see that father again. Even if I do get strong, then what happens?
Do you think that your worth is based on your strength?
Well, for a while it's all that seemed that there was after I lost my home. It was just me, alone. And I was never alone before then. It took some getting used to. And then the father took me in, but I can't even return home anymore.
I'll give you the same advice that I gave Willow. Home is what you create. Home is where you find comfort.
Home for me is with the people who took me in when I was at my lowest.
That was a home, yes. What about Faemy's home now? The home that she wants to have 5-10 years down the road.
I don't know the future. I don't know where I'll be in 5 or 10 years.
But you can have a goal of what your home could be like, could you not?
I just want to correct my past mistakes.
Here on this plane, there is no past mistakes.
I still carry around the burden of what I did. She pauses, then mutters, literally.
I know you do.
I can't even look it in the eyes anymore.
After breakfast, I can take you and I can show you the basics.
I would appreciate that.
And I mean, compared to what I can do to what I will be teaching you, it is like the basics of the basics.
But
Simple reconstruction.
it at least gives me some place to start with, which is more than I had before.
And maybe I'll tell you what you really are,
I've
if you so wish.
Is it that word that people keep yelling at me when they learn about what I could really do? That word I've come to hate? That can't be it, right?
We'll talk after breakfast, Faemys.
Very well.
Because I think the word that you've come to hate holds a negative connotation when in reality, it's not negative to begin with.
Tell that to all people who used to yell it at me.
You
Tell
guys
it-
are our perfect creations. With perfection, there is imperfection. People are upset at things they don't understand.
So, is that why mother and father kicked me out?
Exactly. You had a gift. And to them, they didn't understand why that was your gift.
I suppose. She doesn't seem entirely convinced, though. But she understands that she probably shouldn't discuss this with Soldred right there.
We will discuss after breakfast, and maybe you'll understand a little bit better.
I would appreciate that.
I've got nothing but time on my hands. And it's the least I can do for you guys handling the bandits.
To be honest, it wasn't very hard.
I was watching.
He doesn't have anything on his hand. He took his gloves off.
I swear to God, Edward.
Oh my gosh.
And with that, Alpha, with the fence done and everything, Alpha leads everybody back in.
I also give him back his gloves.
Breakfast is going to happen. He helps wrap it up, and we were going to take our break because we're at about 2 hours.
And we'll go, hey, you want to try bacon juice?
No.
Excuse me?
Bacon juice.
That sounds unhealthy.
It tastes great. So I wanted to get that out. Try the bacon juice.
I
Okay.
will have to pass.
So on the note of Willow being a bacon juice peddler, we're going to take our break.
If she gets anyone to try the bacon juice, I'm going to end the spell. So it just tastes like normal juice.
Wow. Rude.
Alright,
guys,
Keldrad's
we'll be
going
right back.
to take the glass then.
Wow.
Yeah, he ends the spell.
It tastes normal to me.
He just gives a look at Edward like, yeah, okay.
There's no
Now.
there's no tell to him ending the spell. It's just
Mm-hmm.
But he says normal, and I say bacon juice. She's
Maybe to Keldred, bacon juice is normal.
Maybe
Maybe.
Keldrad drinks bacon grease.
oh god.
You guys never know, and we'll find out after
know.
break.
That's what I'm trying. Like I have my mouse right over the be right back scene. Like I'm waiting. All right.
Okay.
All right.
We'll be
We're
right back.
taking a
guys.
break.
We're
Bye.
gonna do 10 to 15 minutes. I gotta switch loads. So
Yep.
Bye bye.
PNGs go?
They're
Good
still here in mine.
question.
I mean, I'm
Okay, they're
here.
coming back.
Uh-oh.
It's just Silouan, all right?
It's
Everybody,
just-
everybody
What?
just leave.
Sillowin
Hold on.
show.
It's the
Slytherin.
Sillowin show.
What? No,
Just Slytherin.
no. I reloaded my
Slytherin.
shit, and oh no, hold on. Well, I'll
Just
pop up
Slytherin.
eventually.
It's the
Yes,
Sillowin show.
No, Mia's there too.
It's the
Only
Solo and
Solo
Mia
is
show.
Special, guys.
Yes, the Mia and Sylvan show now. Thanks, guys. I see Mia's PNG too. What do you mean?
Well, we're gonna continue on as you try to fix this.
It's fine.
So you all, after this bacon grease fiasco and having breakfast, which is weird because Alpha does eat. You see him eating. So, like, he's eating like a normal person.
And that
I'd imagine so, because he's in a human
form.
Yeah? Would it matter though?
Like, I'm now feeling torn. Like, should I be concerned?
No, it's just you saw him in his true form,
Mm.
but
So
he's
that's the- I get it. I get it.
I
So,
Yeah.
mean,
you can eat meat?
beta tea. Okay.
it's more just like a enjoyable hobby.
Mm.
It doesn't do anything for me like it does you lot. And with everybody's efforts, breakfast was phenomenal.
Yay.
Despite someone not being gentle with the fruit.
I had to get
Ah.
away before it caused too much trouble.
And the guards, one guard came by during breakfast, and the patrol that will help take care of the farmer is about another hour, 2 hours out before you guys can start making your way back comfortably, knowing that this farmer is taken care of. Even though you know it doesn't technically matter because he could handle himself, but
All for show. All for show.
Yep. Yep. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to take Faemys, for a quick minute.
Fine. Willow will just start cleaning everything up.
Let me handle that. Prestidigitation and cleaning the place.
Have you ever done a simple task just to do the task, Edward?
No, that's inefficient.
Okay.
Faemys just gets up to follow Alpha.
Yeah. Yep. He leads you down to the cellar, so it's outside and like it's a detached cellar. It's like not built into the house. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
What level are you? 'Cause
5.
I can't. 5. I think you have the spell.
I do. I have a couple. I didn't get to use them during that last battle because we didn't have a battle.
But you didn't have anyone. But you guys didn't, quote unquote. You didn't, quote unquote, get trained on it. I would say. So this is perfect, roleplay wise.
Mhm.
So it's animate dead. Okay, cool.
Oh no.
I just have to read it just to make sure it's. Oh yeah, sweet. Because you don't have create undead yet. Yeah. Oh, you do have summon.
And I have animate.
Okay, cool. So, hi Boulder. We're going to first go through summon undead. And Alpha shows his true form. He stops being this old farm.
Yes, I learned that spell recently, but I haven't got a chance to try it.
Right. So, to do this spell, you need a gilded skull that's worth at least 300 gold pieces. Because remember my rule, if there's a monetary value, you need to have the component. So since that skull has to be worth 300 gold pieces, you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder to every spellcaster in the party. If there is value to the component it states, you need to have that component even if you have the focus.
That's base rules.
Okay. It's just a reminder then.
I do not have this component.
Well, that's just why I'm going to teach you. I have the component. And he reaches on a shelf and he grabs a gilded skull.
Do you just have this laying around?
Yes.
I suppose I shouldn't have questioned that.
I have a lot of things just laying around. When you look at the bookshelves and they're just empty. But it's like you can't, when you look in it, they just look like they're covered in shadow. When he reaches his hand and pulls something out, he just grabs it. Essentially, he has bookshelves that are like bags of holding. Like it's just it's dimensional storage.
Interesting. So I take the skull.
Yep. So there's a verbal, a somatic, like every spell.
Mm-hmm.
But when you summon this, you cannot use any other spells.
Not at all? Oh, yeah,
You have
it's
to
concentration.
concentrate on. Yes. So, trying to see. It doesn't say it gets consumed. Like in the spell thing, it doesn't say that your
Yeah,
component is consumed.
If the component doesn't say it's consumed, then it's just part of the casting and it stays.
Yep. Okay. So
Which means I could keep it.
if he gives it to you, yes. So he grabs another one, and he kind of shows you how to do it.
Mhm.
And when he summons, he just summons a skeleton, just a simple one. He can fight for you. They will not attack your comrades. But if you get into a fight with somebody like a paladin or a cleric, they can destroy it. So do be careful, because it is undead.
That reminds me. One of our party members is a cleric of the grave. I'm not sure that she will appreciate this.
Well, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. Is that people throw out necromancer as a slur when they don't quite grasp that even a cleric is a necromancer.
Yes. And throwing it out like an insult, it certainly gives you an impression that it's something wrong.
It
At the very
truly
least.
isn't. What's wrong is the people who do become necromancers thinking that it grants them power over the dead. You can be a necromancer and still respect the process that goes into death. What kind of necromancer would you want to be, Faemys?
I don't know. I just know that my first, I guess, attempt at this was when my pet died and it became a monstrosity. That's
You were
why.
young.
That's why I want to learn.
You were young.
I did not understand death.
But do you want to be someone who goes against it? Or do you want to live alongside it?
Honestly, I haven't decided.
It's just food for thought then. Don't run away from who you are just because somebody doesn't understand you.
Maybe so, but I'm still not gonna tell my party.
That's fine. You are free to do what you wish. I'm just saying, for an interpersonal aspect, don't run away from who you are, Faemys. Love and cherish the person you are.
The person that could raise the dead.
Yes, not everybody can. And you can choose to raise the dead to fight for good, to give that soldier that died on the battlefield one last chance. Or you could be someone who raises the dead and controls a kingdom.
I will admit,
There's always
I
two
have-
sides to every coin.
I have considered the latter before, but I was young.
It could happen still.
It's good, but
It's all about your conviction. And that's what it comes down to when it comes to being a necromancer or any spellcaster. What drives you? What is your compass?
I haven't thought much farther beyond saving my pets who I've cursed like this.
We can fix that.
I suppose that is why you don't try high-level spells when you have barely learned any magic at all.
Yes, we can fix it. I can help fix it.
Would you like to see it?
Absolutely.
So she reaches into her bag that she has and
Mhm.
pulls out what looks like a glass jar with a lid. And inside that jar you see some sort of black liquid. Looks almost like sludge.
Mhm.
And then the eyes open and it blinks at you. It seems to be sentient. She's It at least seems to have some form of life.
Alpha takes off his cloak, which is just for aesthetic anyways. And you see, like, it's kind of weird because that inkiness that is that congeal thing of your pet is kind of what is inside of Alpha, like his joints.
Mhm.
And he looks at you. I mean, granted, there's no emotion. He kind of nods. May I?
Of course.
And he grabs the jar very gingerly, like as if it's like a cat or a dog, right? Like a domestic animal.
In life, it was a rabbit, she advises. So, please do not make any sudden moves.
I would never dream of doing that. Let's see. I know what went wrong.
What was that?
You just didn't have enough oomph to your power.
And so it turned into this sludge.
Exactly.
But there is a way to undo it.
There is.
But as you said, I am not strong enough yet.
You're not. And truthfully, I don't think anybody could undo it properly. And bring back what you once lost correctly. There is a theory or a method we can try.
What is that?
Have you tried finding a familiar yet?
I have not.
What you have here is, yes, a mixture of your pet. It looks like it's stuck in between death and life. So if you find familiar and try to find this familiar, it could come back as a bunny. Because you would pull it out of its plane.
And what would happen to the remains?
I will help guide it and reconstruct it as it's in the mist. I'll simultaneously, as you do that, try to do like an animate dead so it looks correct.
I can only cast Find Familiar as a ritual. I have not prepared it.
That's fine. We have time. It's only 10 minutes.
Casting time 1 hour plus 10 minutes.
We have time. And truthfully, if you are worried about time with your party, we can change this chamber into kind of like the rift that Beta uses.
I suppose that would work. I don't want to be missed. Don't want them to think anything.
Now,
I don't want them to
mind
be
you,
suspicious.
I mind you, Faemys, if we do that, an hour here is a minute outside.
Mm-hmm.
Your time is going to be thrown off when you get jolted out. You might get sick. Because...
I'm no stranger to getting sick because of magic.
Of course. Just reach into these bookshelves and grab what you need. It's the least I can offer for you helping me with the bandits.
She does that. Which is charcoal, incense, and herbs. That must be consumed by fire in a brazier. Razor?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say that part.
Brazier, because a brazier is a bra.
I don't know how to say that. I
So
don't
it's
do
a
words.
Brazier would also
Brazier.
work. A brazier is different.
I don't words. You know this. I don't words.
Gotta find a bra and light it on fire.
What was it? Copper bra specifically? That's gonna be hard to find. Brass. I'm sorry.
Only the finest of chainmail bikinis will be
So, yes, the dimensional space is created. You do your find familiar simultaneously as doing something else that is beyond you. You've never seen any of this magic used before. And at the conclusion, that black inkiness that was in the jar is gone. And in the razor, it's your childhood rabbit.
I pulled it out and just pulled it to my chest. I really missed it. So
As I
it
told
worked.
Willow. Yes. As I told Willow. I'll tell you. There is no mistakes in this.
What about on the plane we came from?
You all deserve a chance to have a moment.
She sort of nods to
This-
herself as you see the rabbit climb onto her shoulder.
You guys didn't choose to go into the halls. You didn't choose to come with me. If anything, I'm going to make it a little bit easier. But mind you, I am curious in what you guys will decide.
We still need to discuss that. But
Of course,
I appreciate your help. Your help.
that's the least I can honestly do.
She glances at the skull still in her hand. Should I return this?
If you beat me out of the cellar, I guess it goes missing.
What does that mean? Does that mean that I can keep it?
I think the less questions you ask would probably be the better.
She just nods and puts it in her bag. Not gonna question it further.
Go back to your party. I'll be there in a second.
Thank you.
Faemys is the worst thief ever.
Hey, you guys aren't here. You guys aren't here to know, so
Just like,
I don't have to be
like,
stealthy.
walks up to the shopkeeper. Can I steal this?
Yeah.
I like this.
where Alpha literally just said, if it's gone, it's gone. And then she's like, so it's mine?
It's mine.
She is not a rogue for a reason.
Okay. And you leave, and you do get sick once you leave the cellar.
Of course.
And it's just like the stomach, like stomach flops, you know.
Mhm.
And then yeah, you go back into the room with everybody. Everybody, what were you doing? Yeah, wow, Faemys was gone for
I would say about 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No,
Well,
you
since
see?
someone took over cleaning,
There, you see? All I had to do was wave my hand a few times and it's all clean. What's the point of...
do you
doing
ever
things?
enjoy simple tasks? Edward?
No, I don't.
You should really start to learn.
I know how to clean. Just because I'm
Without-
bad at cooking doesn't mean I can't do anything.
Can
It's
you
just
do
I
cleaning
appreciate-
without magic?
Yes.
Then why
What, you
don't
think
you?
I've washed dishes before? You think I've always had this spell?
I'm just saying. It's nice, and it's an idle task. It's nice to do.
I can
Faemys
also
comes back.
sit down.
Hello, Faemys.
Hello. You just see her walking in with a white rabbit on her shoulder.
That's new.
Oh, you found lunch.
No, it is my
No.
familiar.
Oh,
Yes. I call
What a
it.
cute little bun bun.
So, I was unaware that you had a familiar.
She pauses for a second, then I was too. But Alpha helped with that.
that's good. And like, she'll kneel down to Nimbus. Don't touch the rabbit. And stand back up.
Yes,
And
please.
this is like
please don't eat my
panting
familiar.
and like looks at you, Willow, like sad.
No, we don't touch that.
Please
How
don't eat
about
my
this?
familiar.
Me and you go. Because he looks sad that he can't eat the familiar, Willow's gonna go out and try to find a rabbit with Nimbus so he can have a rabbit.
Or you guys can spend this time talking about which option to pick.
Oh, true. She'll go find the rabbit after.
It's the reason Alpha didn't follow.
That's right. We'll get the rabbit later, Lucas.
You fed him enough bacon. He's not hungry.
I gave him one piece.
No, he did eat breakfast with you guys.
Okay.
So he had food for himself. He's just as disappointed that he can't eat the rabbit for a snack whenever he wants.
No.
That's all it was.
No,
Not him
okay.
hungry.
No, we don't touch that one.
He wants that rabbit.
No.
So
Cole also wants that rabbit.
Leave my
Jesus.
bunny alone.
So, we have
fun
choices.
fact with Find Familiar though. If your familiar dies, it just goes back to its normal plane and you just resummon it.
Listen,
Wait, does
once
that
upon a
mean
time
that
we were
if it
upset
dies,
about a
it just
familiar
goes to
dying.
the group
Yes.
again?
What was that?
Jar.
No. It would go I'll tell you where it goes as an offline thing. The plane it was in the plane to death. It was like stuck between the material plane and the next stage, essentially. So it was like in limbo.
Been there, buddy. I feel ya.
Let's talk about this.
Agreed.
So we go
What
back
do
to
you
the
guys-
death realm.
No, I think they mean Alpha.
Yeah, we went. What are we going to do? How are you guys feeling with all the choices we've been given?
I
The
think
choices we've been given. The Smiths are wrong,
Yes.
and Beta is a mewling child who can't even figure out what he even wants, let alone
True.
come up with an organized plan on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the Smiths are kind of dicks.
Yes, again.
they even wiped our memories. Like
They did
that
what?
makes sense.
And send us to a different reality. Kind of. The Halls of Aeon were
Twice.
weird. Halls of Aeon were weird.
We'll stay quiet on the Halls of AO comment and continue on. Yes, and then we have what Alpha told us.
I think Alpha's plan is the best, or at least the option. I'm getting tired of
agree.
all of them.
It does seem like the best option.
He seems to be the most level-headed.
Yes. And the least likely to betray us.
We did save his drugs. I heard that laugh.
I laughed in character too, so.
Drugs pay.
We go with option 3.
Well, we go along with option 3.
Yes.
I'd like to speak to some of these brothers first.
I agree.
I heard there's one in a forest. Should we go there first?
Which forest?
He hasn't said yet because he said we should talk to you first.
Well, that's helpful.
Well, yeah, so if he wants to make sure that this is what we're going for before even giving me that information. But I would like to go
Is
to the
Alpha,
forest.
Is Alpha in the room with us?
No.
No?
He's giving us private time.
Okay.
You get the sense that he's not like actively listening. He's just like spot hearing for his name.
I don't trust him yet. But it
It's
seems
mostly
like-
RP tonight.
So it seems... I don't trust him yet. I need to
It's fair.
get more information. That is the name of the game.
Yes.
But
I
at
just
least this
know-
also doesn't force us go to any of the halls. I
Yes,
don't wish
I
to go
would
back to
love-
that place.
I
All
do
right,
not
we'll fill you in.
Potentially more. We might have to go to the halls. We don't know.
I really don't want to go back to the halls.
I have to say, I do not either.
We now know how to get through the halls.
It's
It won't be
Right.
bumbling around.
it's not. And she seems a little frustrated, but
You can be frustrated all you like.
you don't understand.
I don't, but you know what? I'm thinking realistically.
I know, but if we could save that for the last run, I would prefer that. I would like to avoid the halls as long as possible.
I would rather do it in the most efficient and effective way possible.
I think that the smartest thing is to deal with the Prime Smiths.
Yes.
The Prime Smiths are here in this plane.
Yes. But
Exactly.
should we have to go there for information on how to find them or whatnot, I will not be adamantly refusing to go there, is what I am stating. We may not have to go there, but if we are called there, we're not going to put it off just because we don't want to be there.
At this
Alright.
point, it's not on the list of to-dos, which is what's important. It doesn't have to be on the list of to-dos as of this point, and it is not.
What exactly did he say to you, Willow, about this forest brother?
And one of the brothers are in the forest. There's catacombs.
Catacombs? Very well. We can perhaps research maybe ancient ruins or burial sites within the area, and if we happen to find any noteworthy ones that happen to be in the forest, that would
But
be good.
would people here know of them if he's trying to hide them? I
You
feel
know,
like
we
there might be
could
something only
just-
Alpha may know.
We could just
If I were to
ask.
hide a
Yes.
straw hay,
He did say he would tell us if we
Did he?
chose the option, though. So we can
Yes,
just
if we
ask.
go with the third option, he would tell us.
well, I wouldn't know I was asleep.
Were you?
Yeah,
Hmm.
29 deception, baby. I was
Yeah.
like a light.
What do you mean? He was snoring. Didn't you hear him?
I'm sorry, I must have walked
I
away
don't
before he
snore.
snored.
I don't
No, you were
snore.
definitely snoring.
I was absolutely
29 deception, you were snoring.
Yeah, but he's playing the role of like, I don't fucking snore. What do you mean?
Snore? Every snorer denies snoring.
Exactly. I deny snoring, and I know I snore.
I snore.
And we all say, no, we don't.
I actually do not snore. But
Well, should we call him in?
I suppose we are now
Grace,
on acquaintance.
so how do we call him in?
Alpha?
Alpha? She says it really loud.
Yeah, like her and Willow.
She looks at Edward and like her hands are like
It takes a couple
giving you the
moments,
face. Like
but he walks in.
Well, according to Edward, he was asleep, so he doesn't know that the farmer is Alpha. For him, it was just more like, is Alpha just hopping in when the farmer's gone?
Yeah,
Hello,
because his
Alpha.
eyes were still closed. He didn't see the change.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Alpha.
And Alpha's in his true form.
Oh, there he is.
Oh. You
Hello.
switched back.
For now. I feel like if we're discussing what I think it is, I should be in this form.
Option 3.
Exactly.
at least for now, as a unity, we have decided on the primes being the best
Hmm.
option out of the three.
So letting the others destroy each other and then letting things be.
They do not belong in power.
You may have to assist in terms of pointing one of them into the direction of the others at times. But it would be more indirect. That makes sense.
I do not think this current system is benefiting anyone.
Very well. North. Forest north of here.
Directly?
Direct north. He
You
is the first smith. First prime.
Do we get a time area for this, or
When I placed my brothers down, it was before I created the lands. The catacomb in the entrance will be into the oldest oak. There is folklore that this oak has leaves of fire.
so it appears that we're going to be going to the library after all to read about flaming oaks and the general location of such.
Yes, it's more or less. That's the best I can give you from what I remember where I placed my brother. And I don't know how the land shaped around him because of his own energies, basic subconscious.
Weren't you also
Well-
going to tell us how to kill a smith?
Yes, we do need that information.
To kill a smith, you have to shatter their heart.
Well, that's predictable.
That's surprisingly mundane.
Yes.
It's getting to the heart is not easy though.
I mean, you have to go through the plate, and she looks at his chest. Like, you can see her, like, analyzing it.
So
Not really thinking of him, but just, like, thinking of the armor
The-
in itself.
If you know what smith you're fighting, you can counter their energies with magic. Or with certain objects. If you're going against the Smith of Time, you can get a stopwatch that runs time backwards. You're going against the Smith of Death, healing him makes him weaker, and so on and so forth.
So the Smiths are weak to contradiction, is what you're saying.
Yes,
And we must destroy their core.
yes. I've also given you the answer on how to kill me, essentially.
What's we
That
want?
sounds like the opposite of what we want to do at this moment.
It's just my
Well-
sign of trust.
Well,
It's a peace offering.
Fair enough.
if you are the Smith who deals with waste, then conventional methods of removing waste would weaken you.
Yes.
So if I were to say, wash you with soap, you would weaken.
Yes. Do you want to test it?
Not especially.
I mean, it's more or less to see if it's proven. Unless you want to take my words as
He will reach into like a sort of like wooden box that he keeps on his back with like straps.
he extends an arm.
And he will take out a bar, so he will rub it on his arm.
You watch as that inky energy dissipates, and the armor fall onto the table.
Well, that gives us also how to destroy Beta.
Beta is more integrated with the waste.
So we have to burn him.
Yes, in a sense. You'd have to burn him. You'd have to dispose of waste how you would modernly.
Using it.
Right.
If there is no waste.
Burning what?
Bringing back the primes will help defeat Beta and the other Smiths.
Will they weaken just because they've been... what's the word? Trumped?
Replaced?
The
Well, they are the replacement.
primes, my brothers, and actually a few sisters, were very weakened during battle. So they had to enter this comatose to regain their strength without their core in them.
Could you potentially strengthen yourself by blending into that? For example, you said the stopwatch going backwards.
Yes.
Would giving the Smith of Time a stopwatch that runs fast? Would
Yes.
that make him stronger?
Yes.
And then perhaps we ought to do some shopping too while we're around town.
Your first priority should to wake them up.
Well, I have some shopping I'd like to do anyway. But while we're there, we can.
The first Smith you'll hopefully wake up is Life,
That's the one that's to the north?
because that is the cornerstone of all creation is life.
Perhaps some seedlings then. Or seeds.
That is why he's in the forest. It's very fitting for him.
I rather like it.
Now mind you, once the heart is replaced, he might lash out because of past trauma, so you might have to subdue him at first before things start catching up. Does that make sense?
Do you think tying him up before we wake him up would help that?
Or should we weaken him
We
with
could
death?
we could bind him in furs.
Keep him
The
calm
skin of dead animals
before...
would work potentially.
Maybe smart to keep him calm.
Well, like I said, I would be there once you get to his body. He has to hold out his other hand because his hand that was cleaned is still disassembled on the table. And it's like this glass crystal. This is how you can reach me.
We'll reach out for it.
You take it. It feels light, like it feels thin.
Hmm.
It's beautiful.
And she'll tuck it away.
Since I taught you how to destroy smiths, I only ask that I place the hearts back into my brothers.
That's fair.
Mhm.
Well, you have hold of them now, so that makes sense.
Edward will walk back, and he will take the sending stone for Beta out of his, out of like a pouch on his side. He'll put it on the table. Just a little peace offering. I will not carry the communication, Beta.
We could use this.
If you so
You-
sure, you could have me carry it.
You seem smart, Edward. I think if you carry it, we could use use of it later on, don't you think?
When we're ready to fight them.
I'm decent at telling people what they'd like to hear. Yes.
If you were to give him a falsehood of where the second codex is, you can keep it off your trail.
A little subterfuge goes a long
Potentially.
way.
Would you fall for it?
Beta's a child.
Give me enough time.
Very
I'll hold
well.
on to this. I'll hold on to the stone until we need it. I'll keep tabs on where the other smiths are.
Tell me, Alpha,
Yes.
does he know of your existence on this plane?
No.
He does not. But
He has
knows
told
that
us that he did not know where he was.
To the legends of the smiths, the primes are all dead. We were all eradicated.
I have an idea.
What is your idea?
Are you a good writer, by any chance?
Writer?
Yes.
I would like to think I've, in my many years, have acquired some form of penmanship.
Wonderful.
Though you did take out my dominant arm, so I have to wait till that dirties up again.
I can
Oh,
fix that.
Do you want me to slather dirt on it or something?
He actually just grabs it and throws it in the fire. I'll let the ash handle it.
Mhm. Can you write up a manuscript detailing the whereabouts, the functions of the second? I've forgotten the thing. Out of character, I've forgotten the name of the
Codex.
Codex guy. Yeah. The
I know.
whereabouts and functions of the second codex, the progress at which it's done, how it could be brought about, but false. Send him on a wild goose chase. I found the manuscript of Alpha. He
I
was
see.
destroyed.
It will take time.
But a
It won't take
subterfuge
him-
goes
it
a
won't
long
take him
way.
long to figure out that it's wrong. However, he knows
Is-
of my skepticism of his plan. I will force him to come up with a concrete plan before he can get me to give him that manuscript. Once he has it, he will run around looking for something that doesn't work, to activate something that isn't where he's looking for it.
Make it believable.
Oh,
I will write it
always
as,
believable.
I mean, my penmanship. Because if this is supposed to be my last memorandum, I want to make sure I do it justice.
Make it objective. And
I am a smith. That's all we think like is objective.
make it complicated.
So
Kind of
maybe
like how you
make
edit
it,
the few?
maybe also a little emotional. I mean, Beta seems to be at the mercy of his emotions.
Every 15 smith is.
Perhaps you should renounce your emotions.
To a degree. I'll write that I've renounced my emotions. Absolutely.
I meant more of like, yes, write it. Don't actually get rid of your emotions. That would be very awkward to talk to you and you suddenly just don't have emotions anymore.
Sound like the other smiths that you've encountered.
Less
Please no.
that, more wishing to get rid of them. Make him angry.
If you can get my first brother alive, I'll give you this last memorandum.
Of course.
And when,
We'll
it
hold on to
comes,
it until we need to mess with him.
and when it comes to binding the life smith, leave that to me.
I can give him pieces of it at
Yes.
a time. And
I'm-
whenever we really need to kick it off, drop something really fucking annoying.
Well,
It should be
depending on how many smiths we wake up before he realizes it's a ruse, I'm sure my brothers and I can create something pretty fun for him.
We need to keep Beta alive the longest, I think. To keep the other Smiths fixed on him being destroyed.
Yes. Fortunately for you, in this case, us primes are not linked to the codex. Like, for our man, like new siblings. Since we worked as a partnership with the codex when we were first created, versus slavery.
We must keep Beta alive as long as possible.
Beta alive?
Beta.
because they're looking for beta. If we have no beta, then their attention goes elsewhere.
Like
What?
what we're doing.
That's fair.
And they'll come after us in tandem if we are all what's standing in between them and their way of life being normal.
Very well.
I do
Sure.
like this level of fuckery.
It is certainly amusing, isn't it?
I have some ideas, Alpha, if you'd be willing to converse later. I can give you the details on Edward's plan after session, just so I don't like
Oh yeah, we can.
mind fuckery right now.
I mean, we can also do it at the start of next session.
Yeah, I just don't want to take up a lot of time because
Oh yeah.
like a lot of session time because it'd be like quite a few questions and like what he's trying to get at and things.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying I don't mind also airing it out too because it'd be good for everybody in a sense in the audience. But back to it. Beta Alpha kind of like with the insight you guys have made before, he looks excited.
Not often you get to mess with people, huh?
It has been a long time.
Well, and your brothers, your true brothers, get their bodies back. I know you
Spending
said you
long.
liked being alone, but I'm pretty sure you've been lonely regardless.
It was like I told Willow. It wasn't. The solitude wasn't willing. It just had to be done to keep us safe.
Well, let's fix it. For all those involved.
Well, I don't work for free, so if this works, so if this actually happens to work out well, I'm expecting a great reward.
Well, if you manage to,
We won't be dead.
Fair.
if this all goes, hopefully how we hope, I can guide you to the treasure halls within the labyrinth.
Oh shit.
I think we can discuss about that. Yeah.
We'll
I
discuss
forgot
that
to do a
later.
It's a
thing.
bit too early to be picking our rewards.
Yes, we still have my first brother to get alive.
Which shouldn't
did
be
you
too hard
forget
to
to
go through
do?
the forest.
Speaking of such, I have an idea for how we can at least restrain him when we wake him up.
I also have an idea.
If we were to perhaps get some cloth, a long length of cloth, and perhaps, I don't know, some berries or whatnot. On our travel there, we let the berries rot. We can spread a bit across the cloth and bind him. While we do that, I very much believe that a being of life bound in cloths of rotten berries would probably not be able to do much at all.
Could be weakened for sure.
I have
We
a
only
bad
need
idea.
him weakened for a small amount of time.
Well, weak enough that a length of chain can stop it.
What was your idea, Faemys?
He is in the catacombs, correct? There's dead all around. It should be too hard to find something that's been touched by the dead. And bind him with that. It'll probably work better than just berries.
Well, why not both?
I mean, it won't kill him.
I'm conflicted on hearing about how you're talking about binding my brother, but I understand all at the same time.
We're not trying to hurt him.
We're gonna tie him up so he doesn't kill us. That's what we're doing.
I, like I said, I know the purpose, but yet it is still kind of conflicting to hear your methods.
No,
Logically,
we're just wrapping him in some gross stuff and putting a
logically,
dead person's heirloom on his head. That's all we're doing.
logically,
shrouds around him
love
as well.
this. Love this, logically, emotionally, still my brother.
Yes, and it'll be the best prank ever.
I mean, he'll be quite grateful once it's off.
Well,
If
yes,
it makes you feel any better after he wakes up, you can point at him and laugh and say, haha, you're gross.
hopefully he will get his humor back first.
Before his
But yes.
anger or disgust.
Yeah, because for sure he's going to want to hurt me. Or anybody who's around him.
I don't wish to be injured. I don't think any of us do.
It's... When the second generation of Smiths were created, that's who destroyed their bodies. When we fled. We fled because we had to retreat. So when I pulled their hearts and their cores out, the trauma of combat lingered. Because we weren't able to fully process it.
Makes sense.
So when the core is returned to the body, they're going to relive the last moments of their life.
And that
Before
was
coming to.
unpleasant.
Exactly.
We just drop the core in and then run away for a second.
They'd catch us. We are slow mortals. They are smiths.
Yes, a smith who's tied up in gunky shit.
That's the
Yes.
point. That's why we're doing that.
Yes.
I think you guys will see how strong the primes are.
We have to ask them questions after they're stopped trying to kill us.
Yeah, after he stops freaking out, then maybe.
So that's why we don't run away once they're tied up.
Oh, also another word of caution. The closer you get to the bodies, the things will start being weird. Because the energies of us flow freely without our core.
Will that
So
hinder
it's
magic or
going to be
anything?
a lot of life around him, essentially.
Well,
That's what-
at least we'll know we're
Yes.
going in the right direction.
So he might be buried in the catacombs, but you might see some very peculiar things.
Are we going to see undead?
I don't know. I haven't thought about going to my brother's bodies till you lot came here.
Time to fix the mess.
I'm truly sorry you're all in the middle of this.
But certainly not your fault.
I would hope it's not my fault. I haven't left this plane in a long time.
Well, there was that voice that made me come here.
I have a feeling that might be Beta.
No, Beta's not on this plane.
Beta is on this
Can be.
plane. Kinda
What?
on this plane.
What did that voice sound like?
We had to come here.
That's not what it sounds like. That's what it said.
It was very
Distinctly-
short.
Distinctly different.
It wasn't a voice. I mean, it was more of a
Composed.
assurance. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Maybe the Codex will know. This plane's Codex, not the Codex we want gone.
While they're all discussing things, Cole's gonna slip away outside.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I gotta make a call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the perfect
gotta-
way to excuse yourself. I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah.
No,
He
Cole needs
goes
to make a
outside.
call to the Adventurers Guild because he was supposed to report on how the newbies fared. The honest answer is, we didn't fight anything.
Well,
Well, you have
We-
to report back. You have to go back.
No, I was given a
Oh.
sending stone.
Oh, right. Yes, you were.
Yeah. I got that, so I can send a message.
Yeah. You start it up. You hear, "Hello."
Hi, this is Cole.
Oh, hello, Cole.
Yeah, I'm reporting for the on the newbies. Technically, we succeeded, but I don't know what they can do yet. There is no fighting or anything. They just kind of
Well,
ran away.
if they're not dead, I guess that's
well, Cole would have seen Edward's spell. It was not a subtle thing. It's like this giant cone of arcane energy that displays their greatest fears.
I mean, if they're not dead, that's usually step one of succeeding in the Adventures Guild. Are you confident? You think they'll be all right? I mean, we can start the paperwork on making them full-fledged.
I have no idea. I'm
Well-
pretty sure that two of them would probably die if we gave them a real quest. Maybe 3.
Oh, that's better odds than what we usually deal with. We'll start the paperwork.
Okay.
God.
All right. Have a good night, Cole. Can't
It's
wait to
Marlene.
see you. Oh, right. Well, it's my night. Wait. Yeah. You're talking to like the third shift guy.
Oh.
What is life, guy?
Yeah. The do I say morning or do I say night? Because it's his night, but everybody else is morning.
And then I'll hang up.
Okay. All right. So, I better get back into my life here. And Edward, this is the first time you see it. Alpha turns into that gray old farmer.
Yeah, it was heavily implied from what he was saying.
Yeah.
When he was faking sleep, but he will act like, oh, okay. Like, have the look of like,
Oh my gosh.
Edward, you notice like when he changes, his eyes look at you, and he gives like that look, and you piece together. Oh, he wasn't deceived.
yeah, Edward wasn't expecting the Smith to be deceived.
Yeah, but it's just and Cole, you see the guards come up to the, finally.
Mm-hmm.
And Alpha, as a closing, will go, sorry to cut it short, but I think the guards are here. Yes, the library, Burning Oak. Good place to start.
We will figure it out.
And then, if I know how my brothers work, once you find one, there's a riddle to the next one, to the next one. So on and so forth.
Well, 14 Smiths to find. Let's get started.
Some of them are buried together.
I said to find. I didn't say how many spots there'd be.
Well, good luck to you. And we will be in touch. And the guards show up.
As they're having that little dispute there, Edward just like under his breath, he's just like, hopefully they all have their liver.
Alpha looks at you. Like,
'cause everybody's like everyone's turned around. I'm gonna say, because this is just between Alpha and Edward. And Alpha, there's this moment that you feel like a little hostility, more out of annoyance than like, I really just want to throttle.
Yeah, Edward just has a shitty grin. He's just, yeah, I just did that to you.
And then you just hear an old man groan. Yes. No liver.
What's about
And-
livers? You mean they don't
No.
have organs?
We're not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
That was fun.
So,
A lot of RP.
next week, I think we're doing Sunday instead of Saturday.
Yes.
Because HoshiLive has something going on.
Yes.
Maya wants to talk about it.
We have just announced a new member, and they're going to be debuting on Saturday. So I will not be here. So I want to support them.
Awesome.
So we'll be doing this on
So-
Sunday.
Yep. So to let Maya be able to support her group, we're moving it for her. And I'll probably try to watch the debut to support.
I'm sure she will appreciate that.
I will absolutely watch the debut and be an absolute menace.
I'll just be a menace to Maya in chat.
Everyone's a menace.
Yes.
I don't get to be a menace often.
Uh-huh. Sure.
All right. So
What do you? Well, I mean, I guess my campaign's on hiatus, but you're always a menace in that campaign.
I was about to say, right?
This
I don't-
is my revenge on you.
Pretty mutual.
I know it is. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, next Sunday we're gonna start. Yeah, that's about it. That's all the announcements I have for our campaign.
Awesome sauce.
I
Alright,
have an
guys.
announcement.
What?
Not next week, but the week after. I am going to be starting up the campaign again for 1 week because I have that week off of school. If the players are in for that, so we might be doing that if everybody's able to.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything to hinder that.
Also, this campaign is sponsored by Raid Shadow.
No,
Uh,
kid,
Oh,
no.
Raid
my
Shadow.
No.
This is
No.
online browser.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Why didn't I get that sponsorship notice?
You know when you paid me 47 cents to hack everything? That
Oh, right.
you said everything. That includes your computer.
Oh shit.
You know why it cost 47 cents. Don't look at your bank balance.
Oh,
Alright.
it's already me fucking crying.
just looks at it. Red. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that looks normal.
Rocks fall. Every
Ah.
rocks fall. Red dice.
Substantially more negative than before.
Alrighty.
Also, happy
Oh.
birthday, Finn.
Happy birthday, Finn!
Fuck.
Happy birthday!
I can't say it yet. It's
I
not
can't
Sunday.
really either, but
Ah. Ah, ha, 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 ha. It is his birthday today since midnight.
Yes.
It's his birthday.
birthday.
All right. So, love all your faces.
Just our faces.
Why are you the way that you are? I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. I'm just gonna end it tonight. But thank you all so much, and thank you guys for the new follows. You're absolutely amazing. Love your faces. And I will see you tomorrow. No, I'm not. I'm a liar. I won't see you tomorrow. Off tomorrow. See you guys Monday.
Wait.
I'm also
bye.
ending
But-
my stream here.
Oh.
Thank you all so much for coming. Good night, and
Good night.
Sumia.
So, drunk league, right?
Oh god.
I wish. My computer doesn't support it well.